this one. I got this one. Yes, Twitch. What would you like from me?
But that meant there must be a destiny where he survived and won, right? Otherwise, what was the point? And with that, the book's pages fluttered back once more to the beginning, and the clouds parted over the Isles of Boreas. It was time to choose. The rebellion was in trouble. Ravens were scouting for the secret rebel base. They needed a game changer. Pieces of the Sky Ripper had surfaced. Bernardo knew that using it could go catastrophically wrong, but he was sure he could figure out how to use it safely. Also, a temple had risen out of empty desert. The Emperor had brought the Sky Ripper pieces up out of ancient burial by his obscene rituals. Could this be where the Iblis stone was hidden? Someone better get it before he does, thought Renato. On the other hand, his old friend Lapino needed rescuing. Lapino was no game changer, but could Renato really leave an old friend to the Ravens?
Well, where should I start this time? I've basically done both of these, so...
The island was windswept desert. No one went there except ostriches and ostrich hunters. The Iblis stone. It sounded ominous. It sounded powerful. If the Emperor was searching for it, it must be dangerous. And so, Bernardo went ostrich hunting. Every child could sing verses about the Sky Ripper, but ancient codices held hints of other things. A stone that ate souls, a ruby that drank blood, a jewel only a righteous man could give away. Were all these things the Iblis stone? Long hidden in a buried temple? Another ancient item that was only resurfacing now? Drawn up from the deeps by the Emperor's horrific rituals?
Anything this way? Got a chest? Alright. All those sweet, sweet ores that I need. What else we got? Oh, another chest. Give me all the ores. Give me all... Ooh, workbench.
He had the materials to make a sword, and here was a crafting bench. Now, where could he make an ice cream soda?
Oh man, that's funny. Ooh, do I have a new thing that I could do? This one, I'm assuming. Yep. That's all we can do. I imagine I'm not supposed to be going this way, but, you know, whatever. Wait. Let's go, back. I want to go check the spot that I didn't do. Because I didn't think I needed to yet. Oh, we got another chest.
Once, Renato had been to a dungeon where all the chests were locked. It was awful.
That is awful. That's like the bane of my existence in games, when you have to have a key for everything. So technically we have to have a key for everything on this one. Oh, I can't do it, never mind. Back the way we came. I like using this sword because I can heal myself quicker. Oh my god, there's an Amber Alert. always snatching children? This is what I would like to know. Can y'all not do that? It's not cool. It's not okay. Especially on Christmas Eve, no less. Of all days, you had to freaking kidnap a kid. You serious?
Renato distrusted doors that opened automatically.
Same.
Especially after being buried for millennia. Was this some sort of trap?
Probably. It's probably a trap. Mm-hmm. Yep. More than likely. We're in for a goddamn trap, especially because there's this. Man, we're gonna freaking die. Not doing so hot. Okay, got that guy. Just was not happy about it.
Smelt burnt fur. His.
Oops, shit.
Goat.
I forgot about the
Take the
exploding.
goat across
The
the first.
exploding one.
Renato thought.
Gosh damn
But
it.
it was too late.
Alright. That was on me. That was definitely on me. I forgot about the exploding ones. Whoops. Oh my god, there's a lot of them. Woo! We did it.
The ravens were already
Alrighty.
here. Cawing in
Alrighty.
frustration. They were still searching for a way in.
Hold the phone. I
Good.
need to heal. Oh my god.
And he hadn't come too late.
Okay. Oh, actually, I'm at 74. I'm not terrible. Could any of this be health? No. Shit, that.
If they didn't want their things broken, they really ought to make
I
them
guess good point.
stronger.
Okay. What can I do right now? Time? I haven't tried to do time yet. Counterattack now causes damage. Yeah, let's try and get that one next. This is the way I came. Let me guess. Yep. Oh shit. Oh, what the shit's happening? It wouldn't let me attack for like a solid minute. Oh shit.
Bye-bye,
Yep.
life, he thought.
That was so weird.
Hello,
it
emptiness.
literally would not let me attack. It was so weird. Come on. Give me a little more health. Alright. do not need a ride. I'm perfectly safe at home, Uber. Oh, there we go. Here we go. That's what I needed. Here's a chest. Someone's umbrella is still going off in his house.
He needed some way to break the ice with this wall,
I think I got
so
one,
to
don't I?
speak.
Yep. Here we go. Oh yeah. You have all the swords except the void sword still. I don't have that one yet. I believe, right? Yeah, I'm still lacking the void sword. Which is the one I need. What the shit is this? Find the stone. You have been chosen in this critical mission for your ability to follow orders to the letter without question. Do not believe the naysayers. Your score in intelligence tests is only proof that you're better geared than anyone else to follow orders. Take pride in knowing that I, your emperor, has handpicked you for the mission. Follow the instructions to the letter. Always travel in pairs. Do not look at the engravings in the wall. Do not lose the hermetic box. When you find the stone, immediately place it in the box. Seal the box. If you hear a voice in your head, ignore it. Remember, the temple is haunted. Obviously, this is an old temple dedicated to an old evil god. There were blood sacrifices. Of course, it would be haunted. Ignore the voice in your head. Remembering ghosts hurt you, but they will try to confuse you. When you hear a voice, take the drowsy pill. If you may know the soldier with the stone and it's not in the hermetic box, immediately spray them with drowsy gas on the stone. Put it in the wow, the emperor just does not want like anybody like near it whatsoever. Wow. There's a big chest down there. I want to get to it.
No wonder his mother had told him to eat his fruit.
Yes, I like the fact that I can open doors now. Whoops. Well, most of them, I should say. I can open most doors. I don't think there's any way for me to go around right now. So back up we go. Oh.
He was sort of yanking his own chain, wasn't he?
What the shit's over here? Die the next time. I'm only at 8 health, 18 health.
This would be the perfect place for a tic-tac-toe board.
Yep. 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 And then I died. Fucking knew it. Oh my gosh. It's so funny. At least I have health. I'm too strong. There we go. Ah, fuck. Still need something. Oh, I got him. Did I just like shove him off? Oh my gosh, this game. I love it. It's so fun. How do I get? Do I have to go back the way I came? I'm thinking. I think I do. This way. Did I come this way actually? No, did not. chest. Ooh, that's a new one, I think.
Oh, sweet! A gem.
Yes, I did.
All he
Yes.
needed now was a workbench, and he could slot it into his gauntlet.
Finally found one. It makes me so happy. Okay. Let's use a gem. Okay. I think we got... Which one was it? Got the energy on kill. Killing enemies gives you 3% sword energy back. Oh, that's awesome. I love it. That is awesome. Do I have anything I can upgrade yet? Don't believe so. No, not yet. That's awesome. I'm so excited right now. Finally got a freaking gym.
How could a temple to Iblis still even exist? The Transcendent Emperor had destroyed all the shrines of the lost gods after exiling them. Had it been buried in that long-ago battle? Or had Iblis foreseen his fate and hidden it from his enemy?
I mean, probably. He likes to hide all kind of shit, so I mean, would not surprise me. Uh-oh, here we go. I got a feeling I'm gonna die sometime soon. We got an altar. I don't know if there's... No, I don't have any points. I didn't think so. Should I grab this wafer? I don't have a void thing yet, so I might want to turn back. Nothing there. Ah, it's locked. Okay. There's something over there, though. I'm not sure what it is yet. But I get energy now that I have GMs, which is really cool. Oh yeah, I'm gonna die. Come on. There we go. Come on. I can't believe I
The
actually made it
Ravens at
through
least
there,
could
though.
not get past this point. Obviously, the temple builders knew how to deal with tomb raiders.
That's okay. I'm actually doing alright puzzle-wise in this game so far. Here's another altar. I don't have any skill. I'm literally so close to another skill point, and yet I cannot. I can't even yet. Oh, what is this business? There's lava. There's a lot of death type things, I think. I feel better having a lot more health. Alright, let's go.
There was an inscription, no spitting.
I love the inscriptions on these things. They're so good. Let's go this way. Shit, what did I even do? How the fuck? No, really, how the fuck am I supposed to get through here?
These were no ordinary cannonballs. For one thing, ordinary
Come on,
cannonballs
just
were
don't
black.
die is my only request, is that I don't die trying to get around this. Okay, I did something. Oh, I'm gonna fucking die, I can feel it. Oh wait,
It was a stone of the purest
did I
blackness.
find it?
It reflected no light, like a void made solid.
Holy shit.
Nervous, he picked it up.
No, don't ever
Who said
listen
that?
to something like that. No.
It was the stone eager,
No,
thirsty.
absolutely not.
Kill the Emperor's daughter.
You never listen to Stones. Never. That's a Jake Stone from the
That
Librarians, and you should
seemed
always listen to
tempting
him.
and terribly wrong. Zenobia was the Emperor's greatest general and a potent witch. But they had been close once.
Aw,
and
that's kinda
Renato
sweet,
wasn't
actually.
sure he really wanted to be Emperor.
We do not want to be
Why
Witcher.
not capture the core of Sky Ripper instead?
But
It was the eye of a lost god torn out by the transcendent
I
Emperor
also
to power his
want to
greatest weapon.
try this other route.
Said the stone anxiously. Can give you the power to do what you want.
No, bro. Okay, this is hard. I don't want to go rage yet. Maybe on the second time I do this route, but no. Oh my gosh. But why would I kill someone I was once close to? I just would not. The Emperor's general might be wrong. Could instead get the school stone did not seem like the idea. Was it afraid? I'm so curious about this, so I'm gonna do
The
this
stone
one.
bothered him. He hated being told what to do. Wasn't that why he joined the rebellion? Wasn't that why he'd refused to be a soldier? He'd agreed to come on board only if he could freelance. The stone felt a bit clingy.
Hello.
The sage Calaveras had told him where to find the Sky Ripper, a weapon capable of challenging the gods. Even without its armature, the core would still possess great power. He would go there.
Okay. This is so interesting. I love this freaking game. I love the idea of alternate realities also, so that's fun.
The moment he landed the Farfarer, Renato
so
had a
pretty,
rare
though.
feeling of regret. It's not too late, he thought. He could turn around and sail for Zenobia's island. He frowned. Wait a minute. He didn't want to kill Zenobia, did he?
No.
Sure, technically she was the enemy, but they'd been at Sword Fu School together. They'd never been lovers, but somehow they'd been closer. She'd told him every secret about herself. Except the biggest one,
That's kind of sad.
that she was the Emperor's daughter. No. Kill Zenobia, whispered the stone.
We're not killing her, so get over yourself. We're getting the damn core. That's what we're doing. There's a chest. Oops. Can't be all that stuff. Can't be all that stuff. Is there another one around here somewhere? I feel like there is. I can't remember. Because I don't think I did this route the last stream. I don't really remember personally. What's this way? What the shit is this? Oh, that's right. I jumped down last time, and this time we're gonna wait on that.
If he ever had a castle, he was going to hide his stuff better.
I don't think I did all of this. I just straight up jumped down last time. I can go this way. I have the frost one. Let's go. I actually haven't used the frost one yet. Here's a workbench. I think I have enough for anything right now. It takes forever to upgrade the winter thorn. I need the void blade, goddammit. I'm so close, so close. What is this? Dear Zenobia, the director of the Academy has told me how much he was was impressed by your academic performance and leadership. Somehow, I doubt this is a session of bootlicking. I have seen plenty of those. That old toad is sincere. I am proud of you, my daughter. You will make a fine empress one day. On my end. Great news! Professor Calvaras has, that's probably not how you say his name. I've heard his name several times since playing this game, and I just cannot. It's been studying the Nexus, and he's made a bold observation that Toad is a true genius. You know how that island is unique, containing changing new crystalline formations appearing, island fragments merging, splitting, slowly drifting, held together by some invisible threads. Professor Calvaras is convinced those changes are not random, but rather indicative of the living nature of the islands. He has observed that certain changes on the Nexus follow or sometimes precede a turbulence on another island, landslide, quake, flood. The Nexus seems to resonate with those events. Maybe the islands are a hive mind, and the Nexus is the brain hive mind. Just reminds me of Stranger Things. In any case, I am funding a permanent scientific observation on the Nexus. We'll track the Empire's greatest minds with Professor Calvaras at the helm. I anticipate a great age of enlightenment for the Empire. With love, Father. Interesting. Okay. I don't like empty spaces. There we go.
You shall not pass.
Skill point we've needed since 5 ever. I kind of love that when you kill an enemy, it gives you more energy back, so I can actually heal myself quicker. I like it. I like it. Ooh, a big one. What we got?
The right jewel could
yes!
really give you an edge.
We got another one.
Well, it still looked pretty, didn't it?
Oh God, please tell me there's a thing up here. If not, I'll have to find a way to equip it. Opposite direction. Okay. Let's keep going. Oh, here we go. I was wondering when I was gonna get to these crystals again. Oh my God, what is... Got some ores. Where's that energy?
There was something sour in the air.
I'm going in the opposite
like the earth
direction.
had ruptured over something that had been fermenting for a very long time.
Yep. Okay, can't go there, so... Let's go. Let's go ahead and...
Renato wondered if his future self had commissioned these poles.
So much better that time. I think because I came in the opposite direction than I actually went the first time. Because I got the sword.
The stone hadn't lied about what it could do for him. With each raven he cut down, he felt a jolt of power flowing into his arm.
Yeah, they're gonna make him sick.
Whispered the stone.
I can kill him.
The call will kill you. Are you afraid of it? Don't be ridiculous. It chuckled. But It's unstable. It will poison you if so much as carry it. And if you try to use it, it will explode catastrophically.
The way that voice
Renato
sounds
did
in my
not
ear
trust
is like
rocks that
really
talked in his
weird.
head. He went
so
onwards.
Oh wait, hold on. Let me make sure I don't have anything. I see a little thing over there. But should I go this way? I'm not gonna not go this way.
Where did that go to?
Well done. I got another one. Nice. That makes me feel so good. I love it. Okay, cool. I got 2 gems in a row, and I still haven't been able to equip them because I'm at a weird place right now. I haven't found the one I can actually need. Oh, is this the puzzle? That weird puzzle that I actually do
The
not
thing about puzzles was,
activate?
once you solved one, you knew how to solve it again.
Hold on.
Puzzles had
That's true.
what was the word? Replayability?
Oh wait, no. I
Renato
remember
wondered
now.
if you could design a puzzle that would be different every time you played with it.
This one?
Wouldn't that be fun?
Oh shit. Okay. This one? Yep, there we go. Here we go, here we go.
Renato really didn't want to become shawarma. Or shish oak, for that matter.
Wait for that to do what it needs to do. Come on. Can you stop at some point? Oh, I guess you don't. Yeah, I know. I get hit a little bit. Yeah, I got a point. Okay, now I can do this one.
Every day he was getting better
Awesome.
and better.
And the next one, impale your enemy on your sword. That's fun. Okay. Kick and throw distance are increased. Storm recovery. Recover from being hit almost instantly. Attackers knocked down. Time mastery. I probably should do the time thing. I don't know. I should probably do speed at some point, shouldn't I? And then dash. Oh yeah, I have the first dash, so I need to get this. Okay. Alright. Let's go. Oh yes, I remember this.
Come on. One fox, no waiting.
Yeah, just like that. And I didn't lose any health for that. That's good. I like it. Alright, I think I'm at the place now. Right? Where the thingy is? Yep, I am.
As he approached the core, the stone became hysterical. No, it's too much power. We'll rip a hole in space and time. He had a sudden vision of plunging his gauntlet into the core and dying in anguish.
I'm gonna die,
That
aren't
wasn't his vision, was it? The stone had sent him its darkest fears, hadn't it? He had a sudden impulse to do exactly that. He raised his right fist and plunged it into the core. There was a rush of light. He thought he could hear the stone screaming. And then he passed out. When Ronaldo came to, the core was gone. But the Iblis stone was no longer black, but glowing with a blue light. And it was silent. "I can't hear you," he sang out. And, "Yoo-hoo!" It didn't answer. "Ha!" he said. He had defeated the demonic gem with the power of his mind. He felt invincible.
I doubt that's what
It was time
happened.
to attack the Imperial outpost on the Nexus. Take the battle to the enemy. But among the huge crystals, there was also an observatory. A wise man would probably ask the scientists exactly
I'll
what
do
he
that.
had first.
I've done the scientist route twice, so
How wise was he?
let's go with the other option this time.
As the Farfarer sailed towards the Nexus, Ronaldo wondered if the core had been created to silence the stone, or even to feed its hunger. Honestly, he didn't care. He felt terrific, and he appreciated the quiet inside his head.
Alrighty.
The Nexus
Whispers in
was
the
infested with ravens, but that didn't bother Ronaldo. With each death, the converted Iblis stone in his gauntlets glowed brighter, and he felt stronger. Wow. He was getting a bit bloodthirsty, wasn't he?
That's
Well,
not good.
he wasn't worried. He was a warrior. They're
You
supposed to be.
nerd, that's not good that you're getting bloodthirsty.
This was definitely better than pulling yourself up in a bucket.
I gotta kill all of them. Like all of them, all of them. Okay.
Well, they really needed to redecorate anyway.
Yeah. What's up here? I've never been here, so I don't know. Doesn't look like there's much of anything. You just have to. It's kind of empty. It's very worrisome. Frick, what is this? The floor is different. It's weird. It's the lighting. Here we go. my favorite thing to say about this game. At least I didn't die. That's like a good point. That's how I basically know if I'm doing alright. Should I use that? I don't think I want to use it yet. There we go.
Once you try it, you're hooked.
Ha ha ha. Okay. Gotta go back up 'cause I don't think is there. No. I'm going back up.
The core, absorbed in the stone, was doing its job perfectly. Bernardo could feel a little eldritch jolt every time he downed a raven, but then it flowed into the glowing stone the way water flows down a riverbed. It all felt perfectly natural, as if all his life, this was what he had been meant to do.
I don't know how I feel at the current moment, but okay. I always wonder why these are here, because I actually do vaguely remember them from a different area. Am I stuck? Did I get stuck? Oh my god, did I literally get stuck? Okay. I'm way back there, what the hell? Okay, there we go. It was like, I was
Hey.
kind of stuck.
Hey, a workbench! He could try out his new bling.
His new bling, that's hilarious. Alright. This one. Your attack's a 50% chance to deal double damage. Ooh, yeah. I like that. How many, oh wait, how much do I need for this damn sword? I still don't have. I need like 30 more. Well, less than 30 more. Of course. But I have all the essence I need. So that's something. Can I get over there? Not yet. Oh, I thought this one was one of those other ones. Oh, this one is though. Oh, there it is. There we go. Did it.
Renato tore through the last remaining guards at the outpost like hot coffee through snow. There was a far speaker toad here. He called the council speaker. He knew she would be thrilled. And she was. She wanted him to come back to base. They had plans to discuss and a medal to give him. A large, golden medal. Great, said Renato. Let's talk about who else I can kill.
Oh, no.
Then the far speaker croaked again.
Hello, Renato.
He said,
Yep.
If you get sick of slaughtering second-rate birds in the Nexus, I'm waiting for you in the mountains.
Zenobia. The witch, taunting him.
No, you idiot.
With the
You
stone,
cannot
he'd
kill
finally
her.
be her match.
No, you moron. We're not doing that yet. We will, just not yet. Alright, let's go throw this.
Zenobia was taunting him. No doubt she hoped to lure him into a trap. Well, he was nobody's sucker. Especially not hers. He carried victory in his gauntlet. He would go where the council pointed him. As he set foot on the island, Bernardo felt energized, like when he was hunting or dancing. Then he smelt it, the stench of ravens. It was a good thing he was here too, before they tripped over the secret base. He was really saving the Council Toad's bacon, so to speak.
Rally the rebels is the next. This one first. Nothing yet. Okay. I'm gonna open the door since I think this is the one I can open. Or am I wrong? I can't. Wow.
Why would anyone put his slinky collection in a strongbox, thought Reynardo. His magic slinkers? Oh, and there was something else.
And I need like 19 more so that I can do that. 19 more ores. Give me all that. Give me all that.
Who made all these ore chests anyway? Well, you could have quite a business doing that.
So close. I got all these right. I think, right? Yep. Just wanted to make sure before I went and did something that. Oh, I didn't do it. Oh, I just pushed it off. I was like, I didn't get the end. Thought I was gonna have to wait for one of the dudes to respawn. Okay. Back this way we go. Oh, can I do the thing?
Hoped his hook didn't break.
Do the thing. God, I hope not. I've been using it, like, literally forever. I don't have a void one yet. Oh, right there. Okay. Can't go there yet. So.
There was an inscription on the platform. Balaleka lessons, with an address.
1 second. Okay. I got the red sword, just give me a sec. Alright. Dude, automatically. It just sends me to one of these. It's so weird.
His sword food teacher used to say
that
power
other
gems were cheating. Stupid old fart.
Oh, I just hit the... just straight up hitting the flags. Oh wait. I need the workbench, I believe. Or does it automatically... Oh, it does. It automatically does the thing. Okay. I haven't been this way yet.
See? Renato was a hero of the revolution. He deserved a medal. Soon, he deserved every medal they had, and hopefully one big medal ceremony in front of everybody with trumpets so
he has a really
everyone
big
could
ego.
know what he'd accomplished.
Oh, these fucking bullshit.
Well, the eyes have had it.
Okay, got that one. Just gotta get this one. Oh shit, did that lock my door? There we go. Killed all of them.
As for the gate, well,
There we go.
he could take her or leave her. Sorry. It's best I could do.
Alright, I made it. Somehow.
The long stairs. So he was close to the rebel base.
Hopefully.
Nothing was on fire. So far, so good.
And then I died.
Wallabies. He thought.
I always do that.
Why did it have to be wallabies?
Okay. Let's get a little more.
is a very cool sword, thought Renato. No, seriously. He couldn't feel his paw anymore.
Yes, this is where it is. Yes. Just getting all those freaking... Okay, energy. No health, though. That's okay. Okay. Let's go. Shit is
Inside the rebel base, Renato was invited to the council speaker's private chambers. So, this is the Iblis Stone? He said. I can feel its power. Renato told her how he had fed the core to the stone and made something even more useful than either. Crazy like a fox, she croaked. And Renato chuckled as if he'd never heard the joke before. We've given you the best quarters and a bottle of Tantalonian firewater, all for you. So they'd remembered. He woke in the morning with the sweetest of hangovers. The Iblis Stone was gone from his gauntlet.
Of course it was.
The corridors were
Take it away
empty,
from
except for a few rebels who looked just as hungover as him. Come on, you'll miss the battle, they yelled. Renato added sail as the Farfarer scudded across the sky. Who could have taken the Iblis Stone? Was it some Imperial spy?
No, it was the rebels.
He would find him, and kill him, and take the stone back.
Oh, dude. This is just... You're just gonna die again. Like, completely die. That's the end of this one. He just keeps dying. Where the hell are we now?
Renato had a bad taste in his mouth. He was killing ravens, but it wasn't fun. It felt like a chore. Oh, Renato hated chores. As a fox kid, he'd gone hungry rather than clean his room. He still didn't clean his room, he just moved house every few years. Who had the Iblis Stone anyway?
So close, so close.
Up ahead, he could hear screaming and croaking and cawing. But who was winning?
We're so close, I can feel it. Get the Iblis gem back. I remember this place, actually. Maybe. That or it just looks really familiar to the other spot. Oh fuck, you need the void one, don't you? Yep. I need the void, and I don't have it yet. I'm close to getting it, I just don't have it yet. Alright. I have one skill point. Items when reaching a certain combo threshold. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. Killing time. Combat like a true master.
Swell. He'd always wanted to do that. The portal was heavily guarded. must go someplace they really didn't want him to go. It already did.
Route to get there, but we're definitely in the same. I think it all always ends the same, fighting wise. It's like a long way around, essentially.
Once, he found a Superman issue #1 in mint condition in a jar he'd broken. He planned to keep breaking things until he had the whole series.
Oh my god, they have comic books just lying around in the little crates. I do this to get the treasures. That's literally the only reason why it goes the opposite direction that I need to be going.
He wished there were more pylons he could use the hook on. He really needed to construct additional pylons.
Oh fuck, I died. I died. Actually, I haven't died in a while, so... Groovy.
Going spectacularly well, thought Renato.
Not really.
Building these platforms was so expensive, they'd run out of budget for guardrails. ran forward, Renato noticed that some ravens were starting to ignore him. Just running away. Who were they running from? Some hero of the revolution? If some other so-called hero of the revolution had the stone and tried to take his victory and his medals, Bernardo's got to be seriously pissed off. He was the hero, not some other bozo.
Dude, you got such an ego on you. Yep.
Everything hurt.
Yeah.
And then it didn't.
Yep, there we go again. Dying. I keep dashing when I shouldn't dash.
Where Renato
kidding
went
me?
next, we cannot follow. Yet.
There you go. I came up with a better strategy that time. Just like, I don't know, just don't. Just back away once you hit them. Hide in a little corner. I think we're getting closer to this end. Maybe.
For some reason, Renato remembered a fairy tale his mother had told him. About a land where only the apes talked, and animals went around without clothes.
Did I fucking die again? Are you serious? Come on.
Well, you should see the other guy.
That's this time.
What
spot.
else could you hook?
The shield one, with the fucking shield. There, I got him this time first. He's gonna
Finally, Renato came to the Emperor's ship. Zenobia lay dead in front of
shiny
it.
stone.
The ship was a wreck. Ravens lay dead, sprawled everywhere. Bloody feathers spattered across the deck and the dock. The council speaker came out. She was waving a sword around like a flag. "Look at me, Renato!" she croaked. The Iblis stone on the sword was black as coal. "Now I am the Empress, and all shall tremble before me," she croaked.
God.
So the stone had her. It was in her brain, whining for blood. "I'm afraid I can't allow that," said Renato, and moved to fight her. Toads are not usually good with swords. Something about the footwork. And the council speaker was not even a warrior. She was always tripping over things, which was quite an impressive achievement when you're a toad. Yet somehow, she was pressing Renato backwards as he desperately tried to keep her sword away from his throat. "Look, why don't you keep the stone?" he asked. "You deserve it." "Blood and souls for Iblis," she croaked. "Blood and souls." She got under his guard with her sword. It was just the tip. But sometimes just the tip is enough. He could feel his soul being sucked into the stone. As he died, he felt embarrassed more than anything else.
That's crazy.
And
He's
just
never
like
once
that,
lived.
he was alive again. And back on the Farfarer,
Which one was
still
that?
fleeing burning Ubar.
Story 17.
The book was still open before him. So, the book was a portal. It took you to the future when your destinies would branch. He had failed and died
3 times.
3 times.
Can
but
he
he
live at
learned
least one time?
another
That'd be
true
great.
thing. The Iblis stone was evil. It would try to corrupt anyone who used it.
Yep. Wow. That's crazy. Holy crap. And a new truth revealed. Okay. I can't believe I've only done 3 full stories because that one was really for this stream. Mostly because I'm kind of still tired from a 2 a.m. shift. But man, that's cool. So there's 2 more truths we haven't unlocked yet. And we have so many stories left. So there's 24 in total, and we've done 3. So we have 21 more stories to get to. Oh, that one was actually really long. And I didn't expect that one to be really long. Either that it's long or it's just that I'm still tired. But I usually do 2. We'll see. I think I'm gonna stream Tuesday since tomorrow's a holiday and I will not be at home. Anyway, that's fun. I like this game. It's really fun. You just have to have energy to do it. Is the thing. But yeah, I'm gonna go watch more Peaky Blinders and stuffs. So that was a lot of fun. I like this game. I can't wait. I'll play more soon. Probably on Tuesday.